Hi, this is Helen with the Better Half blog. Thank you for joining me today. I want to share with you something very specific today, and that is what I do when I'm a little bit overwhelmed with the week and all the tasks and projects that I have to get done, but there's just not enough time, no matter what I do, to make it happen. And the thing about it is that when you're planning out your week, it seems great, right? The weekend before the week comes, you're excited because you're like, oh, wow, it's a new fresh start, and you get to start things all over again. And it feels like a clean slate. Like, I mean, if I'm planning on this week, I would look at this clean slate, clean canvas, and look at it and be like, oh my God, this is really, really exciting. But what happens is when we get back to the week, and as we're going through the week, like right now, I'm filming on this Wednesday. And I look at this week and I'm like, okay, so far I've gotten one thing crossed off for my primary tasks, which includes some of my work projects and so on and so forth. And then in my to-do section, which is my secondary tasks that I would love to get done this week. And again, they're important. It's just if I had to categorize it between the primary and the secondary, this is how I would do it. And I look at this and I'm like, okay, I got one thing done from the primary, one thing done from the secondary, and we're in the smack middle of the week, which means I only have 2 more business days to go outside of what time I have left over today. And I have the weekend, which I don't like to get into my work projects and things during the weekend just because I keep up with the house chores and decluttering and things that I have set out for myself to do in the year 2021 to have my clean, minimal home designed and ready for me and our family. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one going through this kind of a problem. If you have children or you're working from home currently today, there are just so many things that we do and millions of things that we have to do for work that is just not getting done in a week. And we get very depressed about it. We get, anxiety attacks about it, and just really a lot of negativity and feeling guilty and all that stuff. And my belief with anything in life is when you start feeling guilty and those negative feelings and thoughts start, coming into your life through your day, that's the minute you kind of start losing. You start losing your motivation, and thus resulting in zero or very little productivity. And then just things getting put off to the side and having this chevron go to the right for the next week, and hoping and praying and really not able to trust ourselves, right, that we're going to be able to conquer it the following week either. So that sucks. That's a very terrible feeling to have for anybody, and that includes me. So how do I do this? I typically do this on a Wednesday morning. I look at my list here, and starting from the primary, I look at it and I go, okay, what is so important that for the rest of the day today, Thursday and Friday, I can just knock it out and feel like I did as much as I possibly could, and the time slots that I was allowed to perform these tasks or projects. Let's actually do that. So I'm going to take this clean color dot from Zig. This is my highlight color. So if you missed this on one of my videos previously, I have created myself a little legend or key, if you will, of all the different colors and what it represents. For me, yellow is highlight. It is like the most important thing that I want to tackle whenever, on a daily basis, weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. So that is that yellow. So I'm going to take out my yellow, and I'm literally gonna go down the list and pick out just a couple of things. And then everything else becomes a blue. What is a blue? Blue is regular task. Okay, so at that point, it's no longer a primary. It doesn't matter if it's on this list, it doesn't matter. And I would love to get to it. Something like this that I can tackle real quick, but it's not something like the world is gonna fall apart if I don't do it this weekend, is a blue. It becomes a task. I can actually tackle. It just requires me to pay attention to this little project for 25 minutes per day. So that's nothing. I've been doing it. And then YouTube, this is definitely something that I wanted to do. And also I am doing it right now, as you can see. Pickup cleaners, not the end of the world. That's okay. So now that I've gotten this list, what I'm going to do, go into my dailies. In my dailies, if you can see what's going on here, this is my today, this was my yesterday. There's a whole lot of stuff that I couldn't get done. Why? Because of lack of time. Let's go and put this to the side. And I am going to literally cover this up because I don't even want to see that anymore. We're going to put a line across the bottom, the empty side on the bottom. I'm now going to go on the side of these yellow dots to figure out which day I want to tackle them. YouTube. So this one's for the weekend. So this is Saturday. COVID-19 for Lydia. This is something that I want to tackle throughout the week. So this is a star. I'm just going to put a star, which means I am going to recopy this task every single day for the remaining 1, 2, 3 days. The Keurig, I want to tackle that today, Wednesday, and Dyson today, Wednesday. This is a 15-minute task, and I'll literally put that here. 15-minute task that I can tackle, and this one I will do on Thursday. So I'll put an R next to it so it doesn't confuse me. Here's how we divided up what we're going to tackle. I'm going to rewrite onto my daily page to tackle today. So let's go and do that. Let's do it. I'm going to put a little highlight here and pick up my to-do sticker that I printed out at home. I purchased this online on Etsy, and if you want the shop name, I will link it down below. And I will put a to-do right here. Remember, there's a to-do up here, but we're gonna ignore that. This one, I already made it as a sticky because this one I know I'm going to list it every single day. Next one is my Dyson. So Dyson. And in order to do the Dyson, here's what I need to do is I need to take charger unit off wall and then take it to Costco. Those are the 3 that I absolutely will tackle today. And once I check those off, which I know I can, and then on Thursday, here's what I'm going to do. In a circumstance like this, I take it to the next day. So on Thursday, I will do the same thing. And that's it on Thursday. On Friday, now I feel perfectly happy with the remaining of the week, feeling a little bit less anxiety. In fact, 0 anxiety at this point, knowing that I can tackle this week. That's a huge difference, right? So why do we need to make these primary and secondary lists if we're not going to follow through? So that's my point here. Before you look at everything else, like, oh, I need to tidy the kitchen, I need to tidy the living room, I need to vacuum the floors and do the laundry. With a family of 7 in this household, I have a ton to do around the home. But what I'm going to primarily focus on rather are these tasks and projects, because that is going to win me this week. And I have the whole weekend to tackle all those things that I possibly put to the side. On weeks like this where there are things that needs to be done and there's a long list, and yet I still have a home to take care of, I just focus on 2 minutes, okay, and at the max 10 minutes. and I literally time myself on my Apple Watch. I have a timer right here. So if you look at my face of the Apple Watch, I have two faces, one and the other. And I have a little timer set on my front there. And I just go in there and I time myself, either 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or you could customize it. Whatever I can get done within that time, that's what I do. So my dishes, you know, with a big family, obviously I have dishes all the time. What I would do in between when I'm taking little breaks, or, you know, when I just need to like wiggle around a little bit after sitting down for a couple of hours, I just get up and I time myself 5 minutes, and as much as I can get done, as many dishes I could put away into the dishwasher and run it, even if it's just 5 plates. Typically it's more than 5 plates. But even if it's just 5 plates, I would just run the dishwasher, because you know what? That 5 is better than nothing, because that will build up through the night, right? So that's what I do. And let's say I went to the restroom and I saw the countertop, it was getting a little dusty. I just go and sweep the whole counter surface, and it takes me less than a minute, and I walk out. Those are kind of things that I do on weeks like this. I just do what I can in 2 minutes, at the max 10 minutes, and just keep it going. Really focus on the things that I promised myself that I would get done. Thank you for staying. This, I believe, is a very important topic for a lot of us, especially with so much going on in the home lately for the last year or so. Let me know what your thoughts are and what you do to handle and tackle, you know, this overwhelming list where you look at yourself and you're like, oh my God, what have I done? I have done nothing. It looks like I've done so much, and I have, don't get me wrong, but gosh, I only tackled 1 primary and 1 secondary. Like, really, Helen? You know, like, what are you doing today? So thank you. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.